So in the first part, we have covered the visual editor. Now we are moving to the code mode, which gives you a lot more control over your theme. So let's begin. To initiate the code mode, as mentioned in the documentation, we have to run ngserve with the configuration parameter set to code. And in this mode, we will be seeing that the code used here is actually my theme. So let me go over to my theme. So you have your variables here. Let's check out the general ones. As you can see, they're all documented. And for example, the text color, the general text color in the documentation, the border radius, and so on. So this applies to the forms. Let's check out the menus. If you like to have some, let's say, searchable documentation, we have generated the SES API out of this. So if you go to the PrimeNG showcase and click the SES API, for example, if you can see the default button background is set to some primary color helper variable. And let's see, paginator background, and that is searchable. So assume that you would like to change the input background. Let's say input background, and that's it. As you can see, this it mostly applies to the default Saga Blue theme, and there are more than 500 variables to create your theme. But of course, I'm actually the creator of the PrimeNG theme, so I would like to share my own flow with you guys so that you can get some idea how these themes are created. So far, we've created the material themes, Saga, Vela, Aria, the Prime One themes, Fluent UI of Microsoft, material themes, Bootstrap, the Viva, Soho, Mira, and Nano themes. So a lot of themes. And what I usually do is that I usually pick up a default theme and then build my theme upon it. So let's first begin with what this command does, and let's go to the local host. And as you can see now, the visual editor is gone, and now I'm left with the regular home demo. So here, for example, if I go to my theme and let's check the general, and let's increase the border radius to 10 pixels. And now the Angular will, refresh the page, and now you see that the borders are now 10 pixels. And let's see what we have. Let's check out the input backgrounds, where that's under forms. So let's increase the input paddings. Well, if you like the code editor is mostly super useful if you have your own custom style guide. Suppose that in your organization, you cannot use, material, bootstrap, whatever, or the Prime One themes, and you have your own style guide. So this is PrimeNG theme designer solves this problem. If you have your own style guide, this is the tool. So actually, we have created this tool for ourselves. The idea of PrimeNG is to be design agnostic, right? So the idea is that it does not depend on a certain design system. So initially we have created this tool, and then we realized that it looks really, useful, so that we have created a tool out of this, like a product out of this. Of course, it seems that border radius 10 pixels a bit too much, because my checkboxes are like radio buttons right now. But of course, there are some checkboxes like radio buttons. So it depends on your UI anyway. And for example, the button colors, or let's say highlight background, is the primary color. Here we have the primary color. Let's see where it is. Here. These are not mandatory, but it's the theme, it's the helper variables. The mandatory designer variables are these ones. So Let's change this to what I've written that down. This is one of my favorite colors lately. So it's like a bluish color and so on. So let's go on and try to spend more time on it. So I will try to quickly create a nice theme for you guys. So let's say the border radius is 4 pixels. I'm going to reduce the, um, this is just a bit, maybe 1 rem is fine. Okay, it's a bit big, but it's fine. For change, let's see what we have. What I usually do is, as I mentioned, I choose a base theme. In this case, this is the my theme. It's actually based on the Saga Blue, so that they're quite similar. I'm going to do a change and make this input border 2 pixels, which is not something you've seen until the latest Viva theme. So that borders are more, apparent there. And let's see a bit. I would like to make them lighter, maybe because they're thick. So let's just tone them down. Okay. And you see that we have this hover color here, and that should be under input hover border color is primary color. This one, you see that there's this tone there, and the highlight input, when you select something here, we highlight it with, let's see, it's under highlight background colors, primary color. So I'd like to tone this down a bit. Let's say primary color. Uh, okay, so it's maybe a bit more. And then the primary text color is not really accessible. You're not able to see it. So let's make it more apparent here. Okay. So what else we can add here? Let's check out the panels. Here we have this panel header background. So I'm just going to make them white as well. You see they're white now. Okay, I think that's it for now for this main theme. So let's try to customize the font. For example, this is a website that I use. There's a nice font called Poppins. I'm going to choose regular 600 and 700. Okay, at my theme, there's a folder called fonts, SCSS. I'm just going to get this, copy this file and move it to my fonts. And of course, I need to change this path to current folder. And download this one. Where's the download? Okay. and I create a folder named, fonts, and move my fonts to this folder. Okay. And how it is used? Poppins. So the Poppins name, I should get it here and go to the journal and then set it as, let's see, let's see if my theme uses this right now. Okay, it works. Now you see that our theme is using the Poppins, and I would also like to change, let's say, success button color, maybe. For that, we go to the button, and success button could be like a bit darker green. Okay, so that's it. We have also added the fonts. Now I would like to show you something. I would like to suppose that your accordion style doesn't really fit what we've come up with. So, I've seen some accordion panels where they use different icons and different icons on the right side. So this is actually something I've done for the Viva theme. Extensions is where you can, there are more than 500 variables, but sometimes there's no variable for a certain feature that you like to customize. Time to time we add variables, but in cases where you have some extensions that are not covered by the variables, here you can use the extensions file. This is like freestyle. Of course, every structure is defined at the PrimeNG documentation, but let's move this accordion icons to the right side and change the chevrons with the plus and minus. I've actually done it somewhere, but let's check out accordion file. Here you can see how accordion is styled, which will give you an idea. But here I have an extensions that I would like to check with you, and we will discuss it. So this says inside the accordion, we have this accordion toggle icon, right? These guys are actually have the style accordion toggle icon, okay? You can check out the PrimeNG showcase for these class names or just use the DOM editor like DOM inspector, but whatever suits fine. Or you can also check out the style guide in the SS API. So their PrimeNG is most flex based. So if you're saying increasing the order, so it moves to the right with the margin left auto, and then we are overriding the chevron right with another prime icon. These codes are available in the prime icons documentation. So right is replaced by plus, and the minus is the chevron down is replaced by the minus, so that we will have it. So let's see what happens if I just remove them. Let's check. Let's just remove this one and see what happens. You can see now that the default icon is used. Of course, there's the accordion panel component provides attributes like expanded icon, collapse icon, but in that case, this is much easier. This like global styling. So instead of going through with JavaScript and changing every icon, you can just overwrite them with the CSS content. Okay, we have covered customizing the PrimeNG theme API. We have gone through the code editor and did some basic styling. and fonts as well. Now let's see what we can do. Before we go to the building this theme and just moving to the PrimeNG showcase, where I would like to show you this theme in the PrimeNG showcase. One thing is that the one big advantage of PrimeNG theme designer, it lets you optimize your theme file, because the theme file contains the theme for every component, even the ones that you do not use. So to purge them, you can just go to the components. For example, if you're not using select button or rating, you can just comment them out and save a couple of kilobytes, and you will have your full control over your theme. And creating your own theme with overrides is not the way to go. If you have just simple cases, you can just pick a PrimeNG theme and just do some overrides. But if you have your own style guide and things, then the PrimeNG theme designer would be really handy. And please note that PrimeNG ships with this compiled CSS output of these themes. If you like the full source code of like material themes, you have all of them are here, like the Fluent theme, the Bootstrap themes, the dark ones, the material themes, Lunaria, Mira, Nano, everything are available here. Let's say Soho Light, you're using Soho Light and you have all the variables here. So instead of going through a compiled output and trying to variables change with some overrides, it's usually like sometimes you may need to break your keyboard, but this is really simple and clean. And I frankly myself, I really enjoy creating themes with this technique. Lately I've created Soho, the Viva in PrimeNG 11, and I hope you guys like it. Okay, so let's run this command. Let's build this with SAS. Now, of course, I'm using Angular CLI. I'm using this SAS loader. But in case you'd like to have the theme CSS and distribute it among your projects, one way is using the SAS command and get the output. Okay, so I've generated my theme here. So it's actually, this is the output. Let me put it to my desktop. And I'm right now done with the code editor, and I'm just moving to PrimeNG, and I'm just going to use it in the PrimeNG showcase. Okay, so let's put it somewhere under assets folder, like the themes. What was the name of it? Let's name this my theme. Okay, my theme. The my theme exists. What? Okay. Just a folder. Demo theme. And move our file here, demo theme. And at the index, the one way is just, you can just, let me just remove this, because we are using link tags to theme switcher, online theme switcher functionality. That's also possible with this one, but I'm just going to go to styles. Let's say, what was the path again? Assets, showcase, assets, components, themes, demo theme, theme.css. Of course, you can use SCSS here as well. Okay, ng serve. Fingers crossed. Of course, you should spend more time on creating themes. Of course, for example, what we with it fun. Sometimes from our designer we get, or also from our customers, they send us some Figma mostly links where they have their own UI kits, so that we just go through them and map them to the variables, and sometimes use extensions and create a theme for our customers and send them back to the output, or with via built-in theme variables, so that they can take it from there. Because although Team Designer is quite useful, some of our customers just prefer us to do it. Okay, I think we are having issues with the font, maybe not finding it. Of course, I think I have forgotten the fonts, because I'm using fonts in my uh, demo theme, was it? Okay, let's check this out. My theme, fonts. Demo theme, right? Okay. Hopefully it will work this time, because I have deployed the fonts as well. And now I'm running the PrimeNG showcase locally using the theme that I have just created. So okay. And now I'm opening the PrimeNG showcase, and let's see how our theme looks in this showcase of components. Let's start with input text. Of course, we have just, we have used some huge paddings, so we have like giant inputs, which are quite useful in, login pages. But of course, you can apply some PrimeNG built-in styling. What we have styled, remember guys, that we have styled accordion panel. Okay, accordion is here with, white background. The panels are also, we are using white background. An accordion is there with some styling. And we have used selection. Remember that we have used a lighter color for the primary color. So let's see. Okay, that's the color, It's lighter, a bluish color, with the font color was, darker. So, and I would like to finish it with some cool features that you would like to let your customers, maybe let's say, switch between your theme or built-in themes. Okay, let's call this, what was named demo theme. I'm going to initialize it demo theme as well. So one easy way of doing it, because we are getting this question a lot, how do you guys implement the theme switcher, so that, one of the most powerful features of PrimeNG is that you can switch between a lot of themes, like Material Bootstrap, your themes, our themes. So I think the easiest way is just to swap the theme file. Now I have integrated it to our theme switcher. So my plan is to switch from demo theme to material, and then the bootstrap, and so on. Okay, now this is our demo theme that we have created. And this is the chips. Now I'm going to switch to bootstrap, and or the material theme. Let's go to material dark theme. Also creating your own, when talking about dark, it's also easy to create your own dark theme, because we also have some base dark themes that you can just take them and just build your own thing, like all these dark themes plus these Vela and Aria dark themes, plus the Viva Dark and Soho Dark are also available. Their full variables are available. You can just get them and just work on them. That would be the easy way. Of course, you can just take my theme, go over all the variables, and just do fine tuning. So that's what one is material. Let's go to Soho theme, nano theme. So nano is quite fun. It's just in case, like, more enterprise, in case you like to have some space. That's also available with the nano theme. That's for space saving, where a lot of things are going on the same page. Very enterprise. Okay, so that's it. In the first part, we have created our own theme with the visual theme designer. Remember that it's quite easy. You can just just use color pickers and simple input text, and when you do a change, you can view it instantly. Code editor was today's topic. That's also quite easy, because I usually, when in my flow, when I develop themes, I just use a split screen. On the left side, I use a SAS code with my code editor, in that case VS Code. On the right side, I sometimes use double monitors, or sometimes more monitors, so that I can just see what's going on at the same time. And what happens is, when I do a change, since the Angular CLI design, remember that Designer is an Angular CLI based tool, so that when I do a change, I can see it instantly. Whether I'm using the theme, the visual mode or the code mode, it's all easy. You can add your custom fonts. You can implement your style guides for your organization. You can just do small things, like if you have a theme that you like, you can just change the colors. You can add extensions easily. Remember that accordion case. And that's it. Hopefully, you may consider, in case you like to customize PrimeNG per your requirements, you may consider PrimeNG theme designer. And I think there's a lot of benefit in it. And that's it. Thanks for joining me on this video, and stay tuned for the upcoming tutorials. Thank you.